Hi everybody. Today I'd like to talk about the very difficult third movement of Dvorak's Cello Concerto. There's a few spots that I'm sure you guys have practiced a lot and they still don't sound great, and let's talk about those. So when you start this infamous passage here, thumb and first finger, and then when you do the AB is 2-3, right? So practice playing that trill or that 30-second notes, and right away changing to the second finger. So the left hand should be ahead of the right hand in slow motion to get used to that coordination. Here, I would slide or prepare for the shift on the old bow. Exaggerating here. So that when you're on the up bow, you're already in place. And then again on the old bow. This is the slow motion. Always prepare the left hand ahead of the bow. Let's see. The way I practice this passage, very difficult. So I break it down to smaller pieces and chew them slowly. And always with the correct bowing. So this is down and up, obviously, because the E is already on the up bow. And I have to add that this movement is important to realize how much energy you're going to be spending on the first movement and second movement. By the time you get to some of the passages here, you are spent. So be sure you practice playing the whole concerto a few times before a performance with your pianist, so that you really get a good feel of what it feels like after 40 minutes of playing fortissimo practically. Change the mood abruptly. And try to use different fingerings for the second time. It doesn't have to be what I just did, but don't always do the same fingerings. And then practice quintuplets, and I want to really feel that it's 5. It's not 2 and a triplet. I play them in separate bows until I really get the groove of the 5s. Especially here when it's tied when we come to this passage, I also break it down to smaller pieces. And then I add 2 groups at a time. And then I do 1 bar at a time. And then obviously the string crossings are what's also complicated here. So you just be sure it's very clear and clean. Let's see. There's a few different ways to do this so that we're together with the orchestra on the very quick upbeat they have to the in tempo. So that's a traditional way, which I'm not sure I'm in love with, but it does work very well. So, or you can do what's written, which is a retard. And if you have a good conductor, it can work beautifully. Just be sure you really know where you're going to divide, how you're going to divide your slurs. It can be confusing. Those are very difficult shifts. Always on the old bow. When you practice it slow, shift on the old bow. Another example of old bow shift, shifting on the old bow. To the half tone, just show that it is different. And here, also very difficult. Notice I shift slowly. Be sure that both those horns here has equal voices. To shift there. When you shift on a high position, you have to be careful not to sound like a cat. So you have to really find the exact moment to release the tension in both hands. There's a little air in the middle. My son is only 10 years old and he studies violin. And there's a very methodical violin book and system, in fact, for violinists for shifting, which we cellists don't have. The book is called, it's by, let's see, who's the book by? I don't remember. A lot of times when I see cello students, they are really not aware that a slow shift is so essential to our making music. And a lot of times the shifts are just abrupt, and that really creates tension in the hand and kind of kills a musical phrase a lot of times. So here, for example, if I were to play this, that would really not be in a character of the piece. So and it takes hours to really get your hand to feel comfortable and secure enough to really take our sweet time and not be in a panic that we will not find the next note. Thank you for watching. I will see you next time.